Hey everybody, I hope you're doing okay. So I have something really neat to show you regarding the Great Pyramid. It looks like I'm following the right path by looking at these rings and the flower of life and the fruit of life and Metatron's cube and various things like this. So I've been playing with its geometry. And I've noticed that there is this particular pattern that really kind of tells it like it is when you take a look at the Great Pyramid, especially when you're taking a look at the Capstone and stuff like this. So I want to show you kind of real quick. I think with this kind of information, I think that it's right in your face. I don't think it can really be argued with as far as the geometry and everything that you see. As far as the Capstone goes, what this is the Capstone is showing us information about the worlds. It's showing us information about the geometry of the universe and the worlds. And the Capstone dips into the next world is what it's kind of showing. It's kind of showing that it disappears into the next world. Let me read something real quick from Helena Blavatsky. This is one of the reasons why I like her, is because I've found that she's telling the truth when I go out and experiment. Those of the grandest of all cosmic symbols was known by the name of a planet. The peculiar architecture of the pyramids shows in itself the drift of the metaphysical thought of their builders. The apex is lost in the clear blue sky of the land of the pharaohs and typifies the primordial point, lost in the unseen universe from whence started the first race of the spiritual prototypes of man. Okay. So regardless of whether you agree with the specifics of that, one of the things that she's generally saying is that it is disappearing into the unseen universe. And this is what the geometry is showing as well when you take a look at the geometry. So what I did was I took the fruit of life, again, this image right here, and I created my 12 circles. So basically I put circles in between these as well. I took out the middle portion, and then I put a ring around all 12. And then I created instances where I embedded them within themselves, like you see right here. And it put rings, as you can see, from the outermost to the innermost. And there's a specific kind of geometry that's associated with this that the Great Pyramid shows us about. And we can definitely see there's a cosmic tie to this because of the moon. So let's take a look and see what we've got. Okay, so when I packed these things together, it looked like this. And so at first, what I did was when I created the second layer, so with these 12, what I did was I shrunk them, but then I also had to expand them back out again after I shrunk them so that they were touching. I wanted them all touching together, just like you see right here. Because these inner ones, compared to these outer ones here, when you do like a 50% reduction, well, they're kind of far inside there. And even if you do a reduction by 5, they're still kind of in there. So I wanted them packed. I wanted them packed together as close as I could get them. And then, of course, also you have to, when you shrink them, you have to rotate it by 15 degrees on this so that they pack in there real nicely like you see. So this is kind of what came of it. And then, of course, you put the rings, and the rings cut through the middle of each line. So let's take a look at the rings here. So here's the rings, and as you can see, each ring cuts through the middle of these circles, right? Okay. And I've got that all the way down, to this area right here. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. So if we turn on the geometry associated with this, and I used silhouettes without in other words, with the pyramid right here, I did not use an actual frame. I used no lines surrounding it at all. It's just the silhouette. That way I know I can be as accurate as possible. And if we take a look at the way this thing is straddling this thing, you can see it's very accurate, right? All the way down to the very, very edge. And here's what peaks up above. And what's peeking up above is exactly the same amount that you're seeing peeking up above on the Great Pyramid. So it's the same proportion. This right here that you see, and of course the blue one here is the Earth. And you can see how it fits in there exactly. Okay, and I've got it hanging over here, but we can kind of take this if we want to, and there it is right there. So what you can see is that the capstone has to do with geometry, and it has to do with the worlds, because this kind of thing is an octave. So if I were to take this pyramid to the next level, all right, let's take it to the next level here and straddle this next one here. Just so we can see it, we'll turn on a different color here. And so at this point, what you'll find is that this ring becomes the size of the Earth. And then if we want to, let's see, 829. Actually, we can just take that, we'll duplicate it. And we'll make it 27.5%. And there it is. And you can see this geometry is exact. And this is what they're showing us with the Great Pyramid. And apparently this has something to do with the cosmos. So they're definitely explaining to us information about geometry, the cosmos, and us. And I don't believe there was some gold capstone used for a machine. I think this is information regarding us and geometry. And here it is right here, you can see it. It's about as exact as it gets. With that capstone missing right there, it's to the T. So anyways, I thought you guys would be interested in seeing that, especially with how precise everything is. So this kind of stuff doesn't lie. You guys take care. Talk to you soon.